Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to do Rachel's challenge today. I think she put this one up last Friday. I will link her channel below. I will. She used just a lot of maybe old checks or old document forms, things like that. So I've just pulled out some of the things that I have. This one I actually cut out of a magazine, but it works, doesn't it? So, and then these are some check stubs that are checks that Betty has in her store. So I'll link her below. She's always linked below anyway. And then I have a few of my own digitals that will be up probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to work on these tonight. It's this one, that one, and then some of these. And then there's a few other surprises in there. So let's just kind of get started and see what we can get done. Okay, I think I'll start out with this one. This is a long one. And some of them Rachel did as a wraparound, so it would be a pocket on both sides. And then some she did as just a regular pocket. Now this would be too long for a regular pocket because it is, oh, it's 7.5 almost. And our page is not but about 5.5 wide normally. So we're going to let this one be a wraparound pocket. And I'm not going to fold them even because this pocket's going to be a little bit larger than the other one. And let's just say this is your journal page. It would go on like that. This would be a pocket here, and then on the opposite side, you'll have a pocket there. It'll be a little bit smaller. Now, she did fold this little part right here on hers, but I don't want to fold that because I don't want to lose that year right there. So I'm just going to punch a little pull in both of them. And then that way, we'll know that it's a pocket. And it's going to be a very little pull because I don't want to lose any of that document. Well, as little as possible. Little as possible. Okay. So that is that one. Now, these looked pretty simple when she was making them. So I don't know. I don't know if mine will turn out that simple or if I'll make a big mess out of mine. But I think I'll decorate mine too. I'm pretty sure she decorated hers. And I'm just going to go around mine with a little bit of ink. So we're going to make them first and then we'll come back and do some decorations. This one, again, is kind of long. So we're going to make a double pocket out of this one. It'll be a wraparound, but it'll be a pocket on both sides. And we can just punch both of these at the same time. And then just do a little bit of inking just to keep that vintage effect for our document. This looks like an old ship transportation from Portland to Boston. Ship manifest, I was trying to say, and I wasn't getting the words out. Right. This one was the back of a postcard, and somebody really took some time on that, didn't they? And I think on this one, I'm probably just going to make it into a pocket. I'm going to trim off this little bit of white here. And again, I cut just as little as I possibly could, and then that would be a pocket. So it would glue down like this, the bottom of the page, and put some things down in there. All right, let's see. This one that I cut out of a magazine, that would make a good pocket. About the right size. And I think this was out of an old Family Heritage magazine, something like that. Just had a few of these pieces in there, and I thought, Those look pretty real to me. Why not use them? This was 1879, looks like, or 74. Can't tell what that's, a 9 or a 4. Wow, that one's old. Okay. Let's do one of these as a side tuck. So it would be on the page like this, but it would be a side tuck. Maybe? No, that's a little short, maybe. Let's do, see how big this one is. Yeah, let's do this one as a side tuck. Then you can see the whole thing. When I get to this and start putting it in my journal, I'll probably go, wow, that's a big wide pocket. What am I supposed to do with that? I will have forgot by then what I made it for. This one we'll make into a side tuck. That was a lot of money back then, wasn't it? $75. Well, that was in 1946, but that was still a lot of money. I scanned a lot of my old documents in over the weekend, and I'm in the process of trying to make some digitals out of them. Some of them will be free to you guys, and then some of them will be a purchase, and they'll be on the website. They should be there by tomorrow. I gotta get another dauber. That one's running. It's messed up, and it looks pretty yucky. All right, this is just a postcard. Can use it, and I think I printed this one. I don't know if I printed this one off somewhere or if I actually just found it. It's printed on cardstock, so I don't know. Who knows what I did? So you can see how quick these come together. Now this one is a postcard, but we're going to fold it at the top like Rachel did on some of hers. Some of those other ones I didn't have any material left to fold, so there wasn't any paper left to fold. They had already been cut. But this one I actually had not cut it all the way out, so I left a little bit of paper at the top to fold over, just to strengthen that top part. And these are going to come in handy in our journals, especially since I've got quite a lot going right now on my journals, and I've got to have more and more ephemera to go in them. And I've had some people say, well, I don't like to make my ephemera ahead of time because I don't know what colors I'm going to use in my journals. Well, you don't have to put the same color in there. If you'll do them all in kind of neutrals like this, then that's more than fine. You don't have to have your particular colors. Now, if you're one of those who likes to match all your colors, then yeah, you might want to do that. But I try to do most of mine in different neutral colors, so therefore they're going to go in any journal. And remember, your journals don't have to completely match from one end to the other. That's handmade. As long as you're, you know, I mean, I wouldn't put a Disney photo in a, I don't know, a vintage, Victorian vintage journal, something like that. But, you know, there's lots and lots of different things that you can put in your journals, and it's still going to match perfectly. That's why most all of these are in kind of a neutral color. Now, these are kind of short and tiny, so I'm thinking these could be little stacked pockets. So we could do like one here, one there, and one there. That would be cute. So let's do that. Let's have maybe 3 of them together. And I'll clip them so that I'll know when I get to these what I actually designed them for. Because if I don't, you know what will happen? I get to them and I'll go, I wonder what I was going to do with that. Because my brain lately has not been working right. Alright, so there's one. Let's go ahead and do a couple more. And on these, see, I didn't have those cut out, so I'm able to leave that top portion on there. so that we can fold that over. Because this is just printer paper is all in the world this is. It's not very thick. I hope the lighting is okay. It's kind of dark here today. It's been raining off and on. And I tried to adjust my lighting as best I could, but not blind you with it. Sometimes the lighting on videos is the hardest thing to get adjusted right. I tell you, some people think you just flip on that camera and just go for it. But it's a little bit more to it than that. Anybody who films on a regular basis knows what I'm talking about. And especially when you end up having some camera problems like I've had lately. And that goes with the territory, you know. That video that I put up the other day, that I finally put up the real one and said this is the real video, and apologize for having the other. It was just a portion. Ooh, I got that one way off center, didn't I? It was just a portion of the video that should have been up. And a lot of it was me trying to adjust a camera. I mean, that's why I was apologizing, because it was just, I mean, I was so irritated because it was on Thursday, and I think I'd had like 4 Mondays already on that day because everything seemed like it went wrong. My tripod broke, my camera messed up, and then I put another camera up, and then it didn't want to work. So it was like, it was just one of those days. And I just saw that video, and it said, you know, MP4, which is what I have to upload in on YouTube. Well, I thought it was the right one, and I clicked on it and uploaded it. And by that time, it was late, and I was so irritated. And then somebody, I didn't even notice, but somebody commented and said, I think she put up the unedited one. And oh my goodness, I went back and looked, and I did. I was so embarrassed and upset because I thought, oh my goodness, I was so irritated with my camera and my setup not working right. So what if you know, like I said, I don't normally say ugly words, but sometimes I'll say, oh, dad blame it, or, you know, something real irritated. And what if I had said that and, you know, it offended somebody? I didn't want to offend anybody. So that's why I apologized. It wasn't the fact that, you know, I had put a video up and I was apologizing for the video. I was apologizing if, in case I did offend anybody by what I did. I didn't go back and watch the whole partial video because I was so irritated I didn't want to. But that was all it was. I mean, I just never want to offend anybody by saying something wrong or doing something wrong. That day was really late, and I had been working with cameras and trying to get things to work for the longest, and I was very, very ill. I was about ready to throw everything outside and run over it with a car. And I had pretty much patience, but when it come to that now, look at that. I just took the top of that off. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. That's because I'm talking 90 miles an hour. But anyway, that was what that was all about. I had a lot of people say, well, I didn't see anything that offended me. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, good. If you didn't, that's good. I'm just going to glue that to the back of that so it'll be a little bit thicker. This one I left a little bit. Now these are a little bit too big to make any kind of pocket or anything out of. And so is that. Now I could go back and print these like 2 to a page and they'd be fine to use for that. But as they are, I think they're a little bit big. Let's see how big this one is. This one might work. Yeah, this is 4, so I think if we tear it and then we could use it as a wraparound, I think that would be okay. Now some of these I got off of Etsy. I noticed this one says the Old Design Shop. I think that's where I got some of these. Some of them I think might have been Rachel's, just different places. I just go in and I find things that I want to download and things that I want to work with, and that's what I do. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this one as a wraparound because it's not any bigger than that other one. And someone asked, was this a knife? No, this is just a metal ruler on one side, and on this side it has like that rubbery part, and I use it upside down. This helps my fingers keep from slipping, and then it does have a really sharp edge on it, but it's just easier than grabbing out the trimmer each time I want to do something, you know. So I'm going to fold that over. Well, like I can't fold even without scoring it. So we'll just go ahead and put a little glue down through here. So I hope all of you had a good weekend. I had all intentions of working all weekend and getting videos ahead and doing, you know, a lot of the paperwork that I always need to do, and guess what? I didn't. I just didn't. Some days motivation is just lacking in this household. Especially, my kids were all out of town at singings. They had some singings this weekend. So they were all about 4 hours away from me. And it was lonely, even though they're not over here every day. But when I know that they're at home, it's different. But when they're off like that, and yeah, I could have gone with them, but we would have had to drove 2 cars, and because of the way they was having to get around and stuff. So it would have been a little bit inconvenient, but anyway, I was really lonely, and I didn't feel like doing any videos. I came out here and started, and I just went back in the house. I just didn't feel like I could do it. So that's my sob story for the weekend. I tell you, loneliness is not something to laugh at. And I would have never, ever thought, when my dad passed away and Whit's dad passed away, they passed away about 2 years apart. And my mother and his mother was younger than I am now when their husbands passed away. But, you know, you just don't, I don't know, when you're young like that. I mean, we were in our 20s and just married and all that. And when you're young like that, you don't think about your parents being lonely or your parent that's left being lonely and all that they're going through. You don't think about that. You just, you know, you're all wrapped up in your own life. So I get to thinking now how lonely my mother and his mother had to have been, because both of them had 8 children. There was 8 in my family. There was 8 in his family. And their husbands, you know, my dad and his dad were both like farmers. So they were home all the time. They didn't leave and go off to a job. So it was like this whole family was home together all the time. And then all of a sudden, all the kids are married. I was the last one. He was the last one. We married. And then their husbands pass away. So it had to have been a very, very lonely time. And I regret now so much not spending more time with my mom and his mom when all of that happened. Because I realize now, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but I realize now how important that is and how lonely. And, you know, I can remember my mom would call and say, well, y'all need to come and see me sometime. And his would do the same thing. And I'd think, well, you know, we're busy. We got to do this. We got to go there. You know, we got to plan. And I can remember all of that and thinking, why would I want to go over there and sit, you know? But now, I wish I had. And so if you have a parent that is left alone, I would ask you that go and spend some time with them. No matter what your life is like, how busy your life is, take a little bit of time to go spend with them. Because, believe me, it helps get the days passed by. Because loneliness is just, I think that is what has hit me most of all, is the loneliness. I mean, missing him, yes, I miss him like crazy. But just being lonely, because he has been with me, you know, ever since 2005 when he had his open heart surgery and everything. He was completely disabled, so he's been home since 2005. So we've been together. And anyway, it's different. So just go spend some time with that parent that you have left. And if you have both of them left, just get down on your knee and say, thank you, Lord. Well, that's enough of my preaching today. Oh, me. Preaching to the choir. Is that it? I don't know. Just sharing whatever's on my mind right now. This one, I think it can be just a pocket because it's not too wide. I don't think. If it is, I may just trim it down just a little bit on the edges when I start to put it in the journal. Okay, I think we have enough that we can start doing some decorating, don't you? I don't think I will be able to get all of these done. So let me pull out some embellishments and we'll get started on these. Okay, I pulled out lots of things. So we'll see what all we can use on here. Hopefully I've got things cut out and I won't have to stop and trim anything. But if I do, then I'll make sure that I cut that part out because you guys don't need to see me fussy cut. You know how to fussy cut. All right. I don't want to cover up all of this and the names and all of that. So I'm thinking just maybe a mushroom or something. Don't know. I'd like to have one with a little bit more color than that. Put it over there and then our date would still show. So let's just put that on there. Now these are just, they call them washi stickers, but to me, they're just like little vellum stickers that we had in the store last year. I have more of these ordered, but I don't know. It's just going to depend on when they get here. Okay. Yeah, then we can still see the date there. 1886. That's a long time ago. And then I think I want a little label here. And then we'll work on the other side. And I may use, let's see. Trying to figure out where all of my labels are. I think that might be the right color. Let's just use one of these. These are the Katie labels, and they are free on our blog. If you go to our website and just click on the page that says blog, you can scroll down through there and see all of the freebies that we have. And if you don't see one on the first page that you're looking for, if you'll look over to the right, there's a list of months over there. And you can find the other ones down through there. Okay. I think that's simple enough. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to that. Then this side, okay, I don't mind a little bit of greenery on there like that. I'm just going to slide it down a little to keep this name and part of that on there. And you can layer all of this and do a lot more embellishing than what I'm doing. The way I look at it, I can always embellish more when I start to put it in my journal if I need to, if I feel like that something's missing. All right, now I want something right down through there. And I don't know if I want a label or if I just want a little bit of washi. Let me grab some washi. Let's see what this looks like on there. I don't want that end quite so straight, so let me tear that. Yeah, that'll work right there. Just a little flour and a little washi. You could go ahead and put like some numbers or something up there, but I think that's going to be good enough for that one. And then this one, let's see. I've got an itchy palm. Does that mean I'm going to get money? I think I want a little colorful flower on this one. Let's see what we've got. That my flowers have, I knocked this thing off the other day. My flowers went everywhere, and I haven't got them reorganized yet. Yeah, I don't mind that. This writing has a little bit of purple in it anyway, so. But yeah, I knocked this off the shelf, and it went tumbling. I think I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Not too much. I just wanted to see that name and then that date, 1917. That's a long time ago. That was a few days before I was born. Okay. And then down here, what if we put a little number down there? Let's see. I think I want a red one. Yeah. These are Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. These are her little number labels. Well, got stuff stuck to my scissors. I'll put it right there. See if that's straight-ish. Sounds like I have somebody outside, visitors. May have to cut this off and come back to it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put anything else on that side because I don't want to cover up all of that. Over here, I definitely don't want to cover that up, so I think we're just going to concentrate on something right through here. Let's see about just a butterfly. Now, these are some butterflies that Miss Betty cut out for me a while ago and sent to me. And I've not got them in anything else. I just thought they were good in here, so we just left them. I kind of like that blue butterfly on there. Let's just go with that one. Now, I'm going to trim off a little bit of this white on here, and I'll cut this part out so you guys don't have to watch me trim this little bit. I think she cut these with her brother scan and cut or something, and some of them cut really, really good, and some of them, you know, slid a little bit. I think that's the way it does. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That's just what I thought. But anyway, it's a whole lot easier than having to cut them from scratch, so I thank you, Miss Betty. Now, you know what I have to do when I put a butterfly on? And we will grab our Fabri-Tac for this because it works a lot quicker than our glitter glue does. Oops. All right. So there's our little butterfly with the bling in there. And then I still think I want a label, a number, or something on there. Tracy's number labels here. Those again are sliding out. I've got to redo all of my ephemera holders. Got things sliding out of them. Only because I dump them out every so often. Not meaning to. Oh, I have to post a painting up that Miss Brooklyn did. She did a really pretty painting. I thought it was really good for her age. I mean, she's only 10. And she sent me a picture of the painting, and I said, that is fantastic, baby. She said, do you really think so, Nene? I said, yes, it's very good. Okay, there's another. Now, this one. Another wraparound. So what are we going to do here? But yeah, she was very excited. I said, I will put that on the group and show them. And she said, you will? I said, yeah. I'm trying to find a different color book page. Don't want to put the same one on there. Same color, I mean. Let's see. What do I want? I like to leave my numbers on there, so I may just put that right there. And I can just wrap it around if I need to. So yeah, I'll put that up on the Facebook group. There you guys, look at it. She's a very crafty person. She's always busy doing some kind of craft. She loves it. And I'm grateful that she does that. I'd rather her be doing that as playing all kinds of video games and stuff. What about this flower? I like that. I mean, you don't have to have what I have to do these. You can do them, you can put anything on them. Cutouts from magazines, just whatever you have in your stash. You don't have to have this kind of stuff. I just happen to have it, so that's why I'm using it, but you do not have to. Okay, I think on the bottom here, I may put a little piece of washi. I need to make some of this faux washi, or some of this washi and make it faux. That's what I meant to say. I've got all of the ingredients too, but sometimes I just forget. Now these are some flowers that Betty cut out for me. So I'm going to grab through here and see what we got. Ooh, that one's pretty, isn't it? I like that, but I think I'm going to have another little piece of book page or something back there. Let's see. Well, I tore that absolutely the wrong way. Okay, let's try that, and I'll cut off. Now, I didn't put my timer on. You know that I normally don't. Not because I don't agree with the timer. I think it's fantastic. It's just that I normally forget. And I do watch my timer that's on my computer in front of me. So, and two, I edit. So, you know, I cut out like that trimming of things and things like that you guys don't necessarily have to see or need to see. All right. Yeah, I think I'll put that on there, but it's got a little white around it. I'm going to go around it with a little bit of this ink just to, you know, knock that white back a little bit. It doesn't take but just a little bit on it to knock it back so that that's not sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay. Let's put it right there, I think. That's cute. I like that. And I'm feeling like there needs to be something here. I don't know. There's a gap there that I don't particularly like, so we'll see what we can do with it. There we go. A little bitty label, and it doesn't cover quite so much. Let's see if I can get it straightened up. And that is that one. These, I don't think I'll do anything with until I put them on my little stack, because they're pretty good like they are. They have all kinds of writing on there. This, I really don't want to cover up any of that writing. Let's see. It's already got a stamp on it. I'm thinking very seriously about just letting that one be like it is. Yeah, I think I might let it be. Not necessarily put anything on it, because I don't want to cover up any of that writing that's on there. That's very old and precious. It was precious to somebody. And then this one is from Minnie and Family to Mrs. Fred Lang, Napoleon, Route 2, Ohio. You know, you used to, you could just put something like that and mail would get where it's going. And now you can put the complete address and it still comes back to you. Like I got a piece back today. Said incorrect number. Well, that's the only number I have. So you put all kinds of stuff on it now and it still comes back. I think I might just run a little bit of book page down there. This is a little white, and I just want to cover up some of that white. And then, let's see. What about a little bird? Let's see if we got a bird that'll work. Again, this is from Betty. These are small birds. Let's see, that one's a larger one. Okay, so it's either that one, that one, that one. So it's between these two. I'm thinking I like that one better. It shows up a little bit more. And I'm just going to let it sit on the book page. That's going to be its little branch. And I'm just going to cover up a little of this white around it. I could do that, or I could trim it off, and it's just quicker to put a little ink on it. I like that, but I want a little number up here in the corner. Just a tiny little number. Okay, and I think again I'm going to go with the red because of that red on that side. And I'm going to cut this one down a little bit smaller than what it appears to be. There we go. So there's that one. I'm not moving on so fast. All right, this is going to be a side. So I really need something that goes up through here. I really don't want to cover any of that up, though. Look at that. I mean, that's neat. I'm going to leave that one until I start to put it in my journal. This one, all right, let's go with this one. Let's do this one next. I don't think this one, I'm going to put much on it either, because it is... I like it kind of like it is. Don't know. I really don't want to cover up that. I think I'm going to leave that one as is. I like all the stamping on it. I don't want to cover that up. I don't want to cover the dates. It's 1888, so we're going to leave it. I definitely don't want to cover up the ship, so I put some little something here, maybe. I tell you, some of these are just too pretty to cover up. There's a tiny little mushroom. Oh, I like that. And I don't think I'm going to put anything behind it because I like that writing that's behind there. So we'll just put this down. And I'm just going to try not to cover up any more than I have to. You can still see everything. Press it down well and it blends right into the sheet. Then up here, you know what? Up here I may just use my stamps and stamp a bunch of like cancellations and things. Sure, I don't think I'm going to put anything there. I think I'll just use my stamps on that. We could put a label right here. Let's put that one there. I'm not sure that's, I think, in another language. Not my language, and I can't read it, but it sounds like something about transit. I don't know if it is or not. Transit de some of them. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to put that there. We'll pretend that it says something about transit. And then I'll stamp all different kinds of cancellations up there. And I may have that done so that you'll see it in the photos. And then over here, look at that. It was $1.75 to go that way. Wow. I don't think you can get out of the parking lot now for $1.75. Don't think you can. We might just put that really pale flower like right there, and it doesn't cover anything up. It's just a little pale piece. And it'll look kind of like it's in the background when we get it pressed down. I'm going to see if I can kind of get it in between the dollar amount and that freight. Yep, then you can still see all of that. See how it just looks like it was supposed to be there all along? Other than the little tip I need to trim off. Alright, I like that. And this has got a little ship on it there. I think it's a little ship. It looks like it to me. It's just a little piece. I don't want the greenery on there, but I thought about putting that ship part on there just to make it look like it was stamped there or something. I think that's a ship. Best I can tell, anyway. And then I may stamp on this side a little bit, too. I'm going to put a little flower on this one, I think. I think we can bring in some red with, let's see, are these rose hip? I think that's what these are called. And the only reason that, if that's right, the only reason that would be right is not that I know flowers. It's just that I have seen on YouTube people putting these in tea and using them. They look like that anyway. All right. And I'm really not thinking that one needs much of anything else because you got all this pretty writing there. So we're going to leave that one. This one, I don't mind covering up a tad bit of this writing because most of it is, you can't read it anyway. So what about those cotton balls? Cotton balls. Oh, we might need a little bit of brightness on there. I kind of like that. And then over here, I think I'll put a stamp. I know this is probably the back side of the postcard, but we're going to make it seem like the front side. I hope that's the right way. Did you see that one? Isn't that cute? And then let's grab a stamp to put right there. What about that oldie? I don't mind that that's blue and the flower's yellow. That doesn't matter. I like blue and yellow together. Put that right there. And then I'll stamp across it with my little cancellation stamp. That will be finished. Right, let's see what we want to do here. Well, this little piece somehow got the backing off of it, so we're going to use it. Put it right there. I don't know, probably in all my dumping out of everything, it got debacked. I think I'll go right there with that. I started to do it up here, but I don't know. I think I want it more at the bottom. I don't want to cover that stamp up, I know that much. There we go. You can always come back and do some stamping up here, like the cancellation stamping like I was talking about. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that little rose there. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go with my Old Faithful down here at the bottom, and that's just a little piece of washi. Just to kind of cover that stem where it's ending up there. And I think I might put a number up there at the top. And I need a smaller number, so let's go in here. Hey, let's just go with this blue one. It's not exactly the same color. That's more of a purplish, but it'll work. There we go. So that one is finished. And then all we like is this one. Was I making that a side or bottom? I don't remember. It's 5.5, so it can be a bottom one. Okay, I'm going to go, I think, with this parrot. But I'm going to put something behind him because he looks kind of strange hanging out there on his own. That's too white. Let me grab another book page. I need something a little bit darker. Okay, that will work. Just going to tear it off a little bit. This is a very old book. It's very brittle, so this is a good thing to use it for, is to glue it down on something else. Well, now I don't like the bird on there. How do you like that? Nope, that bird doesn't work. Let's try a different one. I think we've decided to go with the butterfly. That bird just didn't work. So I cut this butterfly out. Put him right there. Alright, that should work. And I don't think we need anything else on there. I may put a label on there when I start to put it in my journal, but I think right now I'm going to leave it. Alright, so we have lots of them finished. Got those 3 that we'll just do, you know, whatever with. And there's that one. This is a double one. This one. And some of these I will come back and stamp on. Some of them. That one. And then that one, a wraparound. And that one that we didn't do anything to because I really hate to cover up all that pretty writing and things. This one, same thing. It's going to be a side tuck, so I really don't. I love all of that writing and that font that's on there. This one, a little bird on it. This one I haven't done anything to yet. I probably will, but I just don't know what right now. So, and there is that one. And there is that one. Alright guys, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will link Rachel's channel below, so you guys go over and check her out. And we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.